All right, so this is going to be my second video, and the focus of this video is going to be on Tesla, and it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same idea as the last one I made, the first video, which was about XRP and why everyone should buy it now before it's too late. This is actually going to be a different video, which is why I am going to wait on Tesla, and I do. It's not like I just am going to hate on Tesla and I'm never going to buy it. I do think it's a great business idea. I think they have a lot of things that that are valuable and that investors should be happy about. But right now, I think the stock is way overvalued. And I think that I am at least personally going to wait a little bit until the price drops a pretty good amount for me to consider investing in it, because, and I'm going to kind of explain my thought process through that and why I'm not just going to buy now when it's at, obviously it's down a little bit from its highs, but why I'm not just going to buy now. And because I am a long-term investor. I'm only I'm have many years of investing left, so I'm not really in a rush. I don't think Tesla is going to never look back kind of thing. It has been around, so I think there is a huge drop coming. So let me just explain kind of my logic here. So if we go back a little bit, this is 2021. It had, it just basically started when 2020 is when it really hit the ground, and it really didn't 2020 went from 37 to 280. That's a huge jump. Obviously, I'm can't invest then. I wish I did, but I didn't. I took a little drop here, and then it went up. And this is where we're at right now, about these levels, 400. And at these levels, the problem with it being at these levels is, other stocks obviously being the price isn't really that indicative. It's the market cap that matters, and their ratio. That's really it, because the stock can be really low valued in terms of money, but it can still be overvalued because of how many shares they have, whatever. So it was at 400 here, and I think what investors saw at around this level, which is like 400, is that it's way overvalued. I mean, if you go down to here, this is the biggest problem: 111 PE, price to earnings ratio. That is insane. Any good investor, what most investors look for, around like less than a 30, I'd say. I mean, ideally it's less than like a 20, but that's hard to find. So less than a 30, I mean, 111 is just ridiculous. That just means, it screams one thing, is that it is very speculative. They have a lot of good ideas, obviously. So the P is naturally going to be a little higher because, it's not solely based on what they're making. It's based on what the future holds. And Tesla's future is very bright, but is it that bright? No, it's not that bright that you can be speculating that much. So again, at these levels, this is 2020, just for 2022, they saw 405 and it pretty much immediately went down. You're dropping to 260. They went up a little bit again. They're buying the dip, went back down again to 240, back up again, and then back down. This hit 110. That's a crazy drop. And that is really, I think that's probably, if we say this is a 100 PE ratio, that cut the price in a third. So that you're looking at about a 35 PE ratio there, which is appropriately rated. And that's kind of what the stock should be at its actual value. But again, you're speculating a little bit because it has so much growth potential. It's really just getting started. It's not just electric cars. It's the self-driving things. It's the potential for the outer space, whatever. So that is a little low. So I wish I got in then. That is a very, very fairly valued Tesla stock. And, people, I think it's worth a little more of the stock because, again, you have that future that is so bright. So, it went up, and we're talking about this year, or no, we're talking about 2023, sorry. And then there was another buying opportunity, which I missed last May. And now if we zoom in on now, so last May, it was at around 100, 50, 140, whatever. That is, again, the ratio there is very solid. And that is really the biggest concern right now, is that ratio of how much they're actually making versus how high the stock price has gone. So it's down here, and it rallied. It definitely rallied, and this is extremely, extremely overvalued growth, in my opinion, mostly due to Trump and the fact that he is very close with Elon. And there's a lot of speculation about how huge Tesla could get in the next few years with Trump being president and with the new technology they're putting out. So that is all speculation, and it's good to speculate a little bit because the future future is important in a stock, and that kind of helps with how investors are feeling. But this is too much. It's too much, and in my opinion, the exact same thing is going to happen as what happened in 2021. I could be wrong, but earnings come out soon, and if earnings do not absolutely crush what investors or what they're supposed to do, it could go down to 250 levels, 300 levels, and right now it is already down. It was at 480. We're talking insane levels, and it is down. It went down to 390, and it's back down, I think, now to like 405. So, I mean, in another world, it could hypothetically shoot up. It could shoot up, I guess, back to the 500 level, but that would put the stock at an insanely overvalued price. And that, just in my opinion, is not going to stay for the entirety of it's not going to stay for the entirety of the year. Maybe it shoots up now, but I think it'll go all the way back down to 250, 300 levels, because realistically, this is undervalued here at 140, which is, last year in 2024, this is undervalued. I think this is appropriate. These 250 levels, that's appropriate. And I think it was sitting here until Trump got in office, and this is when he's in office. It shot all the way up to 350. That is unnatural growth. There were no sales hit. There was no extra money. There was really only speculation here. And then again, this is another huge shoot up because Trump is president. It's just not natural. It's not, it's not at all. It's not at all actually. It's not real. It's not real growth. It's not, the company did not grow at all, really. In reality, it's really just a speculation. So my advice and what I'm going to be doing is waiting a little bit until this goes down to around here, ideally 250. If it can go, I'd buy into 300. If it could go lower than 250, that'd be great. I don't think it will, but again, it's this ratio that really I need down in the 50s, maybe 60s, to really think about investing. They have good income and stuff like that, but in terms of what a lot of analysts are saying it's going to go up, there's also a lot that are saying it's going to go down. Again, this is at 325, and before this Trump's presidency, it was really supposed to go to whatever. This is before people were saying 125, 238, 249. They're already saying it was overvalued. This is October 24th, and then you have it shoot up to nearly 500. That's just it's not natural. So I'm saying it's going to go down to about 250, and then I will get in, because I think that in the future, again, you have to be a long-term investor in my opinion, to get into a stock like this, because in the next year, it's going to be very volatile, most likely. It's not just going to, it could shoot up, but it also could crash. So I would invest if I was a short-term investor. As a long-term investor, though, I'm looking at this as a potential $10 trillion market cap stock over the next, many, many years, because of, they're so future driven. Everything they do is regarding the future and this very modern outlook. So I am 100% in on the idea of Tesla in long term, but I am not in on the price that it is at right now. So I'm going to wait, and I'm going to, hopefully this will pay off rather than, it shoots up and never looks back. But I doubt it, honestly, because it's just too overvalued right now.